collecting antiques and art is a form of investment. Along with cars, motorcycles, coins, and precious stones, books also become more expensive over time. We present to your attention a list of the most expensive books in the world, compiled taking into account prices current at the time of the transaction. The actual cost of these publications may currently be significantly higher. So, in 1947, the price of one of the rarities was $151,000, and 66 years later it was sold for $14.16 million. So, here we go. Fifth place, the Massachusetts Book of Psalms, the Bay Psalm Book, 1640, $14.16 million. This is the earliest edition printed on the American continent and has survived to this day. The book was published in 1640 in Cambridge, now Massachusetts. It contained 148 pages, which included a lengthy 20-page preface, the texts of the Psalms themselves, and a list of errata. Subsequently, the collection went through several reprints and was used in worship for over 100 years. 11 copies of the book have survived to this day. One of them was sold at Sotheby's auction in November 2013 for $14.16 million. At that time, this was the largest amount ever paid for a printed book. Earlier, in 1947, at the Park Burnett Gallery's auction in Manhattan, the Book of Psalms was sold for $151,000, which was also a record price. Fourth place, Sherborne Missal, $21.21 million. A liturgical book for celebrating Massachusetts. The creation of the rarity dates back to the period between 1399 and 1407. It was commissioned by the abbot of St. Mary's Abbey, located in the southwestern English city of Sherborne. The British Library describes the Sherborne Missal as probably the largest and most ornate English liturgical book to survive from the Middle Ages. The Missal consists of 347 sheets of parchment, calfskin, and weighs about 20 kilograms. The rarity is rightfully considered a medieval atlas of British birds, as it contains 48 detailed images of birds. For a long time the book was in the possession of the family of the Dukes of Northumberland. In 1998, the owners sold the Missal for $21.21 million, and it joined the collection of the British Library. Third place, Codex Leicester by Leonardo da Vinci, $30.8 million. One of the 30 scientific works of the brilliant artist and inventor. Dated to 1504 to 1510. And consists of 72 sheets. The Codex contains Da Vinci's observations and reflections on the nature of things, hypotheses, mathematical calculations, technical drawings, diagrams, and various drawings. The rarity received its name in honor of Thomas Cook, who acquired the manuscript in 1717. Subsequently, Cook became Earl of Leicester, and his descendants kept the Codex until they sold it at auction in December 1980. The new owner of the rarity was entrepreneur Armand Hammer. In December 1990, the manuscript changed hands again, ending up in the storage facilities of the University of California. In 1994, Microsoft founder Bill Gates purchased it for more than $30.8 million. For 21 years, the Codex Leicester retained the title of the most expensive book in the world. Second place, Book of Mormon, $35 million. A handwritten version of the book, which is the sacred text of the Mormon religion. According to legend, a young man, Joseph Smith, discovered gold plates with ancient writing in 1827. He translated the inscriptions into English, collecting them into a single book. The prophet Moroni helped him in this, allegedly appearing in the form of an angel. The book contains the writings of prophets who lived on the American continent. Joseph Smith later became the founder of the religious organization The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is now considered its prophet. In September 2017, the same Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints purchased the manuscript for $35 million. The seller was another religious organization, the Community of Christ. The Mormon Church was helped to raise funds for the purchase of the rarity by sponsors from among its adherents, who play an important role in both politics and business in the United States. First place, U.S. Constitution, 1787, $43.17 million. The first edition of the U.S. Constitution is currently the most expensive printed document in the world. In total, about 500 copies were published. They were intended for the delegates to the Constitutional Convention as well as for use by Congress. 13 copies of this publication have survived to this day. One of them sold for $43.17 million in November 2021 at Sotheby's. The buyer was the founder of the hedge fund Citadel, Ken Griffin, who promised that he would loan the rarity to a museum in Arkansas for public display. Griffin loves the most expensive things in the world. In 2019, he purchased a penthouse in the New York residential complex 220 Central Park South, paying $238 million. Currently, this investor's residence is among the top 5 most expensive apartments in the world.